What's up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of the Hot Mic here on the John Rocha channel. I am John Rocha, joined as always by the insiders of Jeff Sneider. How are you, Jeff?
Hello, Johnny boy.
Listen to that. Jeff, how are you? How are you feeling? We were two people not big enough to be invited to Peter Thiel's get-together to have our conversations about world issues, so we have to do it here on this show. How are you? How are things? How's life treating you, my man?
I'm at Peter Thiel's thing right now.
What? Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch.
I'm good, baby. Just got in this morning. Took the red eye to Boston. Didn't really sleep on the plane.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Kind of exhausted. But yeah, I'm here. We're doing it. It is 3 p.m. on the East Coast. I've seen Big Daddy. I'm seeing my bros tonight.
Nice.
I got out a newsletter just now, my latest issue of the Studio Mandate series, which is we're going to get into. Oh, my goodness. I'm sitting on so much news.
Wow.
Oh, my God. You guys just subscribe to the fucking newsletter. Do yourselves the favor.
What are you doing on the East Coast? What's the schedule? What is the deal? What brought you to the East Coast this time around?
No, it's Father's Day, you know. My mom passed, so you got to cherish my father.
Totally.
So I'm doing Father's Day through 4th of July here. It's like a good 2.5, 3 week trip.
Nice. And does your father think you're going to get Giannis? Is your father feeling hopeful that the Celtics are going to land Giannis? What's the deal there?
I don't know that anyone in Boston really wants to get rid of Jaylen Brown in favor of Giannis. Like, we'll take Giannis if we can get him for like D White, if we have to part with Pritchard, Hugo, draft picks. But like, I think we're kind of content to run it back and give it another shot.
All right. See if the bees can do it again. We'll see. But we're here to talk about entertainment. We got so much to get into here. Thank you to everybody who's joining us with this change time for today, because Jeff being on the East Coast, as he said. But we're going to dive into so much going on here with Marvel and Spider-Man, as Jeff teased, the studio stuff that he's talking about, some X-Men stuff, some film and television stuff as well, and some reviews if we can get to them by the end of the show. We'd love for y'all to keep to send in your Streamlabs and super chats as we go along. It's pinned in the chats in the description of the video. And it's there. Well, we got to put it on the screen at some point. We'll put it on the screen at some point for sure. But let's get into the first story, Jeff. This just broke as we're about to start the show. Apparently, the Grinch Who Stole Christmas, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, is getting a sequel. Universal and Imagine Entertainment are developing one with 3 key players expected to return. Jim Carrey in talks to reprise his role as the Grinch, Ron Howard returning to direct, and Brian Grazer, his Imagine Entertainment partner, coming back to be a part of this. The sequel will have a script by Alec Berg, Jeff Schaefer, and David Mandel. The trio also worked on the adaptation of The Cat in the Hat, starring Mike Myers, which did not go well. So your thoughts on this? Do you like the idea of doing a sequel? And does this feel good that Jim Carrey is coming back to a character that a lot of people still love him for? Your thoughts on it?
This is something that Jamie, if you go to my Twitter, you'll see the screenshot. Jamie and I discussing this last fall for some, I forget which one it was, but this was in Inevitability, right? This was like the biggest movie the year that it came out.
Yeah.
There's no reason not to do another one with like all the properties that we're revisiting these days.
Yeah.
Carrey isn't too good for it or whatever. And like, yeah, he's older. Maybe looks a little bit different, but under the makeup, you're not going to be able to tell.
Yeah.
Right? He's going to look pretty much the exact same as he did 20 years ago. That's the magic of makeup. And I still think he's got like the energy and all that for it. So I do think this is actually a really, smart financial gamble from Universal. I think it's a good bet. I think it's good for Jim Carrey. I think it's good for Ron Howard. I've heard, I have heard good things about Ron Howard's new movie. So like part of me wishes he wasn't like going from a good movie to back to like the fucking Grinch. But, I get it. It's a huge hit. Never hurts to add more of those to your resume.
Yeah, and he hasn't been he hasn't been knocking that out of the park recently, Jeff. That Eden film came and went and sank like a stone. And so he probably needs a hit. And I'll say this, 2 things. One, it feels like Hollywood is moving back to family films. It feels like they're wanting to embrace this a little bit more. 4-quadrant films, have fun with those. And also, I think we have to give a little bit of credit to Sonic the Hedgehog franchise because it kind of revitalized Jim Carrey. Yes, for the older ones, we've always loved Carrey, right? But seeing Jim get back in touch with the comedy, get back in touch with things that we love, and a whole new generation come and discover him now, maybe who probably grew up as children watching How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Now seeing him come back to this, I think is great.
100% correct. I mean, again, children only have so many like movie stars.
Yeah,
Jim Carrey's managed to be one for decades. It's kind of like Jack Black is like, if you're making a family movie, that's the first person you call. Like kids love Jack Black still.
Yeah.
It's good to see Jim get back out there. You're right. Sonic does deserve credit because where would he be right now without that franchise?
Yeah.
Kind of out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah.
But that did keep him in the conversation. And I think, again, this is a solid holiday movie. It wasn't, I don't care about it personally because I didn't really like grow up on it. I think I was like 16 by the time the Grinch came out. I don't even know if I've seen the whole Grinch movie. But.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens. Of course, it's still way early in the process, and we'll see what the end result of it is.
As Jamie correctly points out, and this is also another inevitability, there will be School of Rock follow-up or
a sequel.
Yeah, okay. Like why would there be?
Right.
Yeah. I mean, they're making Romeo and Michelle 2 right now.
They are. It's actually shooting right now. And I'm kind of using that as a segue as well, Jeff, to ask you about this. I mean, Austin Powers 4 is apparently happening. Mike Myers was on Trevor Noah's World Cup podcast. And when he was asked about whether there is going to be an new Austin Powers movie, he said unequivocally, yes, it was resounding. And now this has been picked up. Of course, he had previously stated that he would be very surprised if it didn't happen. So do you sense that this is just him making an offhand comment, or was this an actual indication that it is happening? He's getting the gang back together. Maybe Jay Roach coming off the couch to direct this. Your thoughts?
I think it's definitely going to happen. I don't know that Jay Roach would necessarily wind up directing. They may need to or some, whoever the hot young comedy director is. Right. But yeah, Mike DeLuca's in charge of Warner Brothers. He's the guy, who was running New Line, when the series sort of started.
Yeah.
It makes total sense that he'd go back to that. Well, I mean, Mike Myers was just in Michael, wasn't he?
Yeah. He was just in Michael.
$9 movie. Like,
yep.
I think that people like Austin Powers, and now it's actually, maybe it's a couple years too late for this, but like now's the right time to revisit that under the lens of 2026 and like completely make fun of it.
Right.
I do think it's ripe for comedy.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like Dr. Evil, although he's always been kind of a beloved character for people of the franchise, maybe this is one that tells a story where Dr. Evil had way more logic for what the things he was doing. We seem to be more open to hearing the other side of the evil side of things, and I'd be curious to see what Myers' approach is going to be on this one, and what he's going to do with it. And also the outdated Austin Powers. How does he deal with like Me Too, and how does he deal with all these Black Lives Matter, all these other things he might come in contact with as the sexual dynamics have changed, women not wanting to have children, or women being more in control of the sexual partners they have and not having any shame about it. Like, what will Austin be like with that in that world where things have kind of switched around? It could be curious to see for sure. And certainly Mike Myers could use a comedy hit because it's been a while since he had one.
So that's the other part of this, is that I do think that him being so confident in Austin Powers 4 being made indicates a shift that I'm sensing in studios, and I think you're going to see it in the mandates, the different studio mandates. Like, people are hungry for comedies. Studios want comedies. They want R-rated comedies, right? And they want rom-coms. So I think you're going to see a lot more of those over the next couple of years.
Someone way more intelligent than me should go back through the last few years and like connect the lack of comedies in theater with the increase of division within our society. I wonder if there's a correlation here, Jeff, where because it seems like people now, we've hit the nadir of anger and divisiveness. Comedy's now a place where we can all go, put down our swords and our shields and laugh in a theater and have a communal experience. I think it could be interesting to explore that. And it's no coincidence. I think this is happening just as the superhero genre is kind of losing its luster, losing its attraction, that another genre is coming back in that had been very powerful in years past. You know?
Yeah. Yep.
I wonder.
Exactly.
I wonder. Another film that is from the time, but this is going to be a TV series. Jeff, have you heard this? James Wan is apparently full on this thing for RoboCop, is going to direct a few of these episodes from the series. So are you excited about this? Does it make sense to you that he's going to take much more of a hands-on approach to this RoboCop thing? Does this excite you, or does this feel a little bit like, why is James Wan doing this at this point? What are your thoughts on this, Jeff?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have a lot of thoughts, I gotta be honest.
Okay. Okay.
I'm not a big RoboCop guy. James Wan has his hands in a lot of pies. I can't imagine he'd be too involved beyond the pilot. It's
right.
Just like direct the pilot, and then I get my name as an EP on the show for the rest of its run. Yeah, who is this for?
Well, Jeremy Jordan Rumi over there at World of Real is reporting this, and he is set to executive produce the RoboCop series for Amazon MGM, but will also direct a few key episodes. A 6-month shoot starts next January in Vancouver as planned for the series, and he can also report that the series will debut a new cybernetic lawman named Mark Kyle. So these are the things that Jordan is reporting in World of Real. Your thoughts on all of that?
I haven't read that article. I don't know what you're talking about. I see it.
Okay.
I see it. I think it speaks to the fact that James's movie probably not ready to go.
Oh yeah, right.
Which is the gangster, the cop, the devil. I heard that somebody passed on that movie. Someone who's passed on 2 big movies now.
Oh wow.
And doing terrible movies. So you're just like, what are these choices? What are these choices, Keanu Reeves? Yeah. Sorry. Whoops.
It's weird. Peter Ocko has been tapped as a writer, executive producer, and showrunner. He has done stuff as like Parker Lewis Can't Lose, Dead Like Me, and Pushing Daisies. And he recently served as a showrunner for Lodge 49 and Moonhaven, stuff I haven't seen. Although I did see Parker Lewis and Dead Like Me and Pushing Daisies. So, but I don't know if I would take that guy and put him a RoboCop. So is this going to have much more of a comedic bent or a fantastical bent? I wonder, putting him together with James Wan. Be curious to see. Okay. Let's see what else we want to jump into. What are your thoughts on this, Jeff? We've been talking about this Ocean's situation, this prequel for quite some time, but apparently Wagner Moura is in talks to be the villain in this Ocean's prequel film. Of course, you've got Margot Robbie and Bradley Cooper along for the ride. Bradley's going to be directing it now with Linus Sandgren as the cinematographer. So do you like this as a next step for Wagner Moura's career to be the villain in this film?
Again, this is another inevitability. As I wrote in the letter the day before this was announced, which I guess has been out there for a few weeks. Daniel RPK, I think, put it out there in late May.
Okay.
Which is why it sounded familiar. He had villain written on his forehead, Wagner Moura.
Mm-hmm.
He's been heavily rumored for both the X-Men villain,
yes,
who could be Sebastian Shaw. I have no idea. I don't know where that's coming from. That's other people saying this.
Right.
But I've heard him for the on the list for the Bond villain as well.
That makes sense.
So the question was, do you wait and hold off and not take projects when everybody's coming at you and throwing all this money at you in the wake of your Best Actor nomination in the hopes of getting one of those jobs, X-Men or Bond, which may not come until like early next year. Who knows?
Yeah.
Or do you take a gig now and then say, hey, yeah, I'm going to play the villain here, but if you really like me, you'll still have me as the villain. You know what I mean?
Right.
So he took a big payday from Warner Brothers to be the villain in this Ocean's movie. I like it. It's still Bradley Cooper, directing. He's a really fucking good director. It's Margot Robbie. She's a huge star.
Right.
I don't know that I have like the best feeling about an Ocean's prequel, but I do like those elements.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think this is definitely good for the movie in landing him, and good for him in the sense that it'll show everybody what he can do. And hopefully, I mean, if they're shooting this in August, I think maybe word gets out about how good his performance is or isn't, and maybe it helps him land Bond or X-Men.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, seeing what he's like, because this is set in 1962. at the Monaco Grand Prix. It's described as a stylish, old-school caper inspired by Hitchcock's To Catch a Thief. So that already implies this is going to be a very smooth and cool movie. So what is Wagner Moura coming into a project like this and conveying that and showing that, I think would be interesting. My mind goes to what's his face from the second Ocean's film, Ocean's 12, Cassell, right, who came in to play the villain. That wasn't such a good movie, but I wonder if Wagner will have a little more luck with this one than maybe Cassell had playing the villain in that second film in that series. So I'll be curious to see. But I like this for him, as you said. Get the money, get another film under your belt, and then start elevating your quote onto the next thing. It just makes sense on so many levels, you know.
John, I'm going to send our StreamYard link to a special guest right now who I think is going to come in for an upcoming item. Let's I don't know. He may need a few minutes, but I'm going to send it to Drew Taylor and have him talk the Ray Gunn stuff.
Okay, I'd love that. I have that on the list. So
we'll wait for him to come in to talk about it. So what's the next item on the list?
I love that idea. Let's get to this. What do you think about this? Anya Taylor Joy has joined the cast for The Hunt for Gollum. This has been kind of rumored for quite some time. I think, you know, her looks kind of lean themselves to an elfish kind of look, so it makes all the sense in the world, to be honest with you. But it has now been confirmed that she is joining the cast. She is set to portray Serene, a character I haven't heard of, a character I've never heard of before. Perhaps maybe it was created for the film. Variety is saying that it is an elf, so no surprise there. So, what are your thoughts on this? That she's joining yet another franchise on the heels of Furiosa, on the heels of Dune 3, on the heels of Super Mario Galaxy. What does this tell you, man?
I mean, it tells me she likes to work. It tells me she can't say no to a good director or payday. I mean, you know, I'm not going to like look down on her for doing a lot of IP.
Yeah.
It's Lord of the Rings. Like, how the fuck do you say no? You know, I thought she was going to be a love interest for Gollum or something.
What?
Okay, so she's an elf. I'm not familiar with the books. I don't know what the role is. Right. I just know it seems like she'll fit right into this universe. She kind of has like a Galadriel look to her in a way.
Totally. Right? An elfish kind of look to her for sure.
And yeah, her Apple show is really good.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen that one yet. Did you finish Widow's Bay? I finished.
No, I haven't started Widow's Bay.
Oh, Jeff, come on! As a horror guy, I've got to hear your thoughts on this.
I know everybody's watching Widow's Bay except me. It feels like.
Yeah.
So she did an interview with Seth Abramovich.
Mm-hmm.
EHR. It was a really good interview, and in it, she neither confirm nor deny the Joni Mitchell rumors that I put out there.
Interesting. Yeah.
Which, you know, if you're not denying, obviously it's a yes.
Yeah, agreed. She also tiptoed around working with George Miller on Furiosa, so that was an interesting thing to have that brought up again. So, on the heels of George Miller wanting to do one more Mad Max film and one more series of Mad Max before selling this thing off, I wonder if there is a selling point in the end for this to even happen. I wonder.
It's even the point. Why would a studio make a movie and then George Miller sells the rights?
Right.
So you could potentially sell it somewhere else. Like, wouldn't you just buy the rights to the franchise and then then you can do whatever you want with it, and you just let Miller make one more movie?
Also, the parent studio, Warner Brothers, didn't want to do it. So if the parent does it, that to me seems really odd on so many levels. I don't know how many studios are going to want to swoop in, considering how the last one, lost money. How many are going to want to swoop in to do this situation? It's going to be curious to see. All right, so we have our special guest. So let's get into the story, shall we? Yeah, let's do it here. So this is happening. Brad Bird's Ray Gunn, according to reports from the Rap's Drew Taylor, who may or may not come on in just a few seconds here. The team behind Ray Gunn, Brad Bird's original animated Netflix film, and their attempts to nab the then vacant IMAX theatrical slot originally meant for Greta Gerwig's Narnia film on Thanksgiving has not come to fruition. Apparently, Netflix pushed the Avengers Cliff Booth into that slot and not Brad Bird's Ray Gunn, and it is said to possibly be because of the battles going on here between Paramount and Netflix over Warner Brothers, and that sadly Brad Bird's Ray Gunn got caught in the mix, and Fincher didn't even want to get a theatrical release, according to the report from Drew Taylor. So let's bring him on to the show here. Drew, what's up? Welcome back. Woo!
So happy to be here. It's really good to see both of you, and you both look great. I love Jeff's sweater.
The beard's gotten longer. The beard's
gotten longer.
Drew texted me yesterday when I was talking shit about Ray Gunn, not talking shit, defending Cliff Booth getting the IMAX. And so I wanted to give him the opportunity to weigh in and tell us why Ray Gunn deserved this slot.
Well, Ray Gunn, hypothetically, Ray Gunn is a really, it's a more mature film. It's a mystery. It's a real film noir. It's something you want to sort of see on a big screen. I think that it's going to maybe be at a disservice if you can pick up your phone or your Nintendo Switch or go make yourself a roast beef sandwich. I think that those are all things that are that could do a disservice to Ray Gunn. But tell me, Jeff.
Theatrical release though, like Netflix gives movies theatrical releases towards the end of the year. It's just not IMAX.
It will have a theatrical release. It'll have a awards qualifying release, and I think they are campaigning for Best Picture, so it will be in 10 markets or whatever. So it'll be slightly larger, but it'll still be that cursory kind of 10-day thing.
I get it. Like people were able to track down some of these big Netflix movies in theaters. You don't just have to go out to the Malibu theater to catch them.
Yeah, and I wonder if it will play longer. Like we saw, I feel like Frankenstein, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong, played longer in theaters than it was even meant to, right? Okay, so there is that possibility. But I think the difference is that the Ray Gunn team really lobbied for this slot, and Fincher was kind of like, yeah, whatever, and they gave it to Fincher. So I think that's kind of the interesting thing.
And I totally believe that, right? Sorry, John, go ahead.
Yeah, this is what I want to talk about because, to me, that's what's interesting about this thing. I'm not surprised that Netflix took the safer route. Cliff Booth is a known quantity. You've gone to go with Fincher as a known quantity. Tarantino written the script. Brad Pitt, who'd won the Oscar playing the role. It makes all the sense in the world, right? But you have to ask yourself, well, was this about, as Drew was mentioning in the article, was this about some political studio machinations in this whole situation? Did it get grinded up? And I mean, so many directors who've done stuff at Netflix have lobbied publicly to get Netflix. I'm thinking of Greta Gerwig to release their stuff in theaters. Here's Fincher, having a Mai Tai on his balcony, getting offered this, going, yeah, sure, why not? I don't care. So it's a really odd situation the way this all played out. So, what do you think happened here, Drew? What I'm asking Drew, not you. What do you think happened, Drew, in this situation?
Well, I mean, from the IMAX side of things, they thought that the Cliff Booth thing was very appealing because it kind of targeted that Sinners, One Battle After Another, kind of Dune 3 milieu, that they make an event out of it. They were really interested in the exclusivity, which would have been the same with Ray Gunn. It would have been the exclusive kind of home for Ray Gunn for 2 weeks.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I think that it does speak to a larger problem with Netflix and animation and getting behind animation, even after K-pop Demon Hunters broke every record. We just saw today that it's the first animated feature to be on the top 10 for an entire year, which is insane. So that's really where my kind of questioning comes from. And then, the kind of the hot potato that the movie became between these two studios that are fighting publicly and also, in legal terms over the Warner Brothers thing, I don't think Skydance would have been inclined to put it out, right? And neither would Netflix to support a Skydance movie. And the other thing that I think is kind of getting overlooked is that when he signed on for this, it was an Apple movie, and Apple has a much better, Brad Bird, and Apple has a much better track record in terms of getting stuff into theaters. So there's no indication that he didn't think, with Apple, we'll have a release like F1 or Napoleon or whatever. Right. So it's just a really kind of screwed up, complicated situation. But let's hear Sneider.
Well, to me, the Skydance thing is interesting because that's politics getting in the way of what may be best for the movie.
Right.
You're an animation guy, so I understand that you're going to approach it from the tact of, well, Netflix doesn't get behind animated movies the way that they could or should. But to me, it's just a no-brainer. If you're a parent, you're not trying to spend $25, $26 a ticket. You're just trying to kill a few hours. So you want the $18 ticket and the standard and the Fincher fans, okay, are the ones who are the format nerds. And plus, whether Fincher wants it or not, this is also your first project really with Tarantino. and Tarantino wants it on the big screen.
Right.
So,
right.
Like, to me, there are other factors at work. If Fincher wasn't their single biggest, most important filmmaker to them, and it was just Guillermo or somebody, then I think you'd have more of a case. But this is like their guy since day one.
Yeah,
but
I do wonder how much like what the viewership of Mank is versus something.
Well, this is what I want to get to, because I think your logic, Jeff, as a non-parent, is very curious to see, because I would say that parents nowadays are just as much. They're young people who are into the fucking format nerd shit and want to share it with their kids and want to get them into it. There are so many parents who share 4K, share screen. Everything is much more accessible than it was in your day or even way back in my day. And I think parents nowadays are introducing their kids to all these formats and all these things, and they're getting an appreciation for it. Why do you think Generation Alpha is going to theaters in larger numbers than older generations? It's because they want to enjoy these formats, and they're having kids and want to bring their kids along to it. So I think there's more of a case to, and it's not like Brad Bird is some random animated. He's done live action and he's done animation feature film. And he's had success. So to me, this is a different situation. And I think a lot of parents would have brought their kids to this. Toy Story 5 is about to make almost $200 million this weekend.
This is like one of the craziest things you've ever said, John.
Which is
a parent wants to spend $7 more a ticket so they can hand down the
absolutely would.
Experience.
I'll fucking tell you this. If I had a kid, I would absolutely hand it down. I would hand it down.
What's behind me? I got two nieces, and I'm going to be taking them to the movies, and I guarantee you no one's going to say, well, we got to see it in IMAX. They're going to say, what's the closest theater? What's the best showtime? We don't give a fuck what the format is. And
you know why? You know why? Because you haven't introduced them to the format. If you introduce them to the format and said, we're going to IMAX, I'm paying extra, I want you guys to appreciate the format, then their minds will change. Are you kidding? Come on now. Come on.
Well, and also I think there is something to be said for Brad Bird's use of IMAX. I mean, the Mission Impossible release, he had that whole roadshow rollout, which Ghost Protocol was in IMAX exclusively for a week before it hit normal theaters. Right. I mean, I think that you could have eventized this in the same way that you do the Cliff Booth movie. Because, I mean, how many people saw Iron Giant at home and went, oh, man, I wish I had seen it on the big screen. There's that kind of like, not FOMO, but you want to try to kind of make it this whole thing. And I would argue that Brad Bird, as a filmmaker, has just as sort of rabid fans as David Fincher.
Yeah.
I think that Cliff Booth is a sure thing. And with IMAX,
of course,
you can't take a gamble, and Ray Gunn is a gamble.
Okay, I mean, let's talk about this, because when I told Jeff, it's not a kids movie, so at one point it was PG-13. That is sort of in the conversation right now, because if you exceed a PG, it doesn't go on the kids and family tile on the home screen, so that's the kind of consternation right now. But I do wonder if that could have been a selling point too. Like, come see Brad Bird's original vision for this thing, in theaters. But yeah, I don't know.
Just like the Cliff Booth, like Scarlett Johansson to Brad Pitt. Like, these are both huge stars. I get that argument.
Right. And Sam Rockwell is an Oscar-winning actor. He is leading the voice cast. Listen, I agree with you, Jeff, in that they made the smarter choice in terms of looking at what we think is more of the sure thing. But I don't think it's as obvious of a case as I think you're presenting it to be. I think a lot of people would have gone to see this thing in IMAX. And I see some people going like, well, only tech nerd parents.
I would have gone to see it. If you're giving me a choice.
Yeah. And if it's a more mature material, if it's more mature material, people would have gone to see it. Listen, Drew brings this up so well with K-Pop Demon Hunters. Today at Regal Cinema, this morning, the 9:45 a.m. showing of K-Pop Demon Hunters at my local Regal was sold out. And they're showing it all day today. Okay, sold out.
Okay, that's a phenomenon. Just because Ray Gunn is a Netflix animated movie doesn't make it K-Pop Demon Hunters.
Well, no, but I don't know. What's interesting is that, Netflix would argue and has argued that the exclusivity of these animated titles is what makes them such hits. But you look at the top 10 and it's GOAT and it's B-movie and it's all these things that already played in theaters. So to me, that does not hold water at all. And yeah, I mean, if they want, I don't know. I mean, Jeff, much in the same way that they're like, we are the home of David Fincher, this could have really been like a cool big thing. And it didn't have to be IMAX, but I think that from the Ray-Gun camp's kind of point of view, it just made perfect sense and aligned, you know, very nicely in terms of the release and all of that. And I don't know. I mean, yeah, I guess the R rating of Cliff Booth is not going to hurt anything, as we saw with Sinners and One Battle. But yeah, it's a sticky situation for sure.
Also because it's very similar to, and I know Jeff might explode at this, but it is kind of similar to The Social Reckoning, right? You're not getting Fincher coming back to do the sequel. You're getting Aaron Sorkin to do the sequel. And in this, yes, Fincher's an accomplished film, an incredible filmmaker, but it's Tarantino's script. Is he going to make this energy of a Tarantino movie, or is this going to be something completely different in its approach that people might be turned off by? But, you know, well, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see on so many levels.
I'll put it this way. I would much rather have seen Ray Gunn in IMAX than Narnia.
Interesting.
Wow.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Just promise me you'll see Ray Gunn in a theater, Jeff. That you will be committed to.
What? If yes, I promise you. You got it.
Okay.
All right.
Screening. We'll see.
Okay.
Is there anything you can tease that you're working on, Drew, or anything else you want to talk about? Because I think people should read this. It's in the wrap. Go inside. I went and I got a subscription. Great
story.
Oh, thank you both. Yeah. I mean, I'm always working on something, but there'll be more Ray Gun stories for sure as we see how this rating situation shakes out and everything else.
Right on.
Yeah, some interesting could have been, would have been kind of stuff, but it's just good that it's finally coming out after so many years and that hopefully people will see it. We'll see what it does on Netflix. It could be a complete bust on Netflix, but I think it really will be a cinematic, experience for those that that do it. But thanks for having me on, guys.
Brad Bird could use one. Brad Bird can use one. It's been a bit since he had a big hit. So
but his last movie was Incredibles 2, which made 1.5 billion or something. Which is the other thing. Like, you're not going to give this guy a theatrical. I don't know.
True. That's a fair point.
But yes, thank you. I'm going to watch the rest of the show. I can't wait to hear about X-Men being Marvel's big. I didn't miss that one yet, did I?
No, not yet.
Okay. All right.
Thanks,
Great seeing you guys. I'll talk to you soon.
Care, brother.
Okay, bye.
Much love, man. All right, there you go. That was Drew Taylor hanging out with us, Jeff. Thanks for getting him in to talk to us.
What I do. I connect people.
Let's connect more people. I'd like that. Let's move on to the Charles Melton section of the show. This is apparently he is joining the Daniels next film here alongside Matt Damon and the newly announced Sandra Oh. Matt Damon and Sandra Oh are rumored to be playing parents and all of this, but Charles Melton is now joining this. What are your thoughts on this, Jeff? Do you like it? This is a next step for the guy coming out of Beef season 2 and of course Warfare last year. Does this make sense? Do you like it? Thoughts?
Yeah, everybody wants to be in the Charles Melton business right now.
I guess so, yeah.
There's X-Men rumors flying.
I was going to bring that up next, so don't
I just reported in the newsletter that he was at one point in talks for the lead in Tomorrow. You know that book with that they're doing with Daisy Edgar Jones?
Yes, I do know that book.
I don't know if that'll pan out. But obviously this is a huge pull for him, the Daniels. I don't know how big the role is. I don't really know what the context is. I imagine he'll be one of the kids, right, who's then maybe grown up. So
maybe
the anchor of like the present day. I think it's in two different time periods.
He's 35 years old, bro. I think he's probably playing one of the parents, don't you think?
No.
Okay.
Parent of how old is the kid then? 6?
I don't know. People have kids at 18 years old, bro. I don't know.
I think he's playing. It'll be about like 12 or 13, 14-year-olds, and then it'll jump 20 years and
gotcha.
Like that kind of thing.
Okay.
So I think in a different time period, maybe than Matt Damon.
This is an interesting cast they're putting together, though, don't you think?
No, absolutely. I mean, again, I thought it was just going to be the one movie star, and then a bunch of like unknowns. But the fact that they got Sandra Oh, I mean, Sandra Oh might be playing Charles Melton's mother.
Oh, maybe. Good point. Maybe. Yeah.
We'll see. Matt Damon and Sandra Oh are in the early, time period.
Yes.
where they're the kids are teenagers and then grown up. Charles Melton. Yeah. So
Right.
I don't know how it's all going to shake out, but good for him.
Yeah.
But so yeah, it's just like everybody. There's only like a hand. It's the same 5, 10, 20 actors that you always hear. Like that's who Hollywood is trying to build everything around. Charles Melton also has that Netflix movie Saturn Return coming out. I think it'll
that's right.
later this year. That's supposed to be an awards contender. So
hey, Harris Dickinson, this is your career calling you, bro. You better start stepping up. Elordi and Melton are just surpassing you right now. Better step it up, Harris, man. Come on. Speaking of Melton, one more story here. Let's talk about this. Let's get into the X-Men story. You reported this, Jeff, that you had heard rumors that he is in talks or possibly in consideration for playing Beast in the X-Men. And this comes on the heels of this conversation being had here from Beef creator Lee Seung-jin, who talked about writing the new film for X-Men. It differs from his and filmmaker Jake Schreier's time on Thunderbolts. He was speaking with Deadline. He said, I'd say there were actually more parameters on Thunderbolts because it was plugging into existing arc and existing characters. Whereas with X-Men, Kevin Feige just wants to take a big swing and start anew, not be beholden to any of the movies that have come before. And Jake Schreier has a clear vision in terms of wanting to get back to the character first and to what is exciting about those early Chris Claremont run comics, which was all about team dynamics. So, by the way, I have all of those runs.
Who said that?
Hold on. Lee, no, sorry, hold on. Let me get the name here. It was Lee Seung-jin. Yeah, he said that.
He's rewriting the script. Okay.
Right. So, what are your thoughts on the Melton thing? Yeah.
I don't know where the big swing thing came from. Okay, so it came from that quote.
Yeah.
I mean, I never never understand. Why wouldn't it be a big swing? Is it going to be a small swing? Yeah, it's a big swing. It's X-Men. We got to do something different.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. What do you think? What do you speculate? Looking at the X-Men now, right? Looking at what has gone on, the kind of mixed bag of quality of these X-Men movies. What is the big swing do you think that they would need to take? If you were advising Marvel at this point, advising Feige.
I don't know. No, I don't know comics well enough to be able to say what that big swing should be, because the big swing should be in terms of story, not in terms of casting.
I agree with that. Yes. Okay.
So all I'm saying is so when I first heard Melton's name, I thought Scott.
Oh, Scott Summers.
Yeah.
Sure. Cyclops.
That's what I thought for sure.
I can see that.
I could just see him with the eye gear and whatnot.
Totally.
Then I asked people, I was like, oh, I'm hearing Melton. Like, have you heard what he's like, what he may be up for? And so that's when I heard Beast.
Right.
So I don't know if they're looking at somebody younger for Scott. I have no fucking idea.
But you mentioned
all the rumors, because before, as a trade reporter, you hear all these different rumors, and then you got to wait, you got to track, you got to wait for this guy to not get it. I'm just going to throw it all out there,
You said in your report that Peter Claffey was in contention. Couldn't you see him as a Scott?
That was again, when I say in contention, these guys are coming in for meetings. They're coming into sometimes they're just meeting Jake, for a general to see, hey, did this guy fit in somewhere? Sometimes it's reading for a specific role, like I'd heard, Charles did for Beast.
Right.
It always, no matter what, turns in on the internet to so-and-so's in talks. So-and-so's in talks for Beast. You guys don't know what talks means. You stop using the word. Like, it just drives me crazy.
Okay, clearly.
They
can hear your anger.
Literally, like, I'm at the valet stand and I missed hey, I should audition for Beast. You should come on in on Monday. He's in talks. That's what they think this is.
Okay, well, are you hearing any other names? Are you hearing anything else around the X-Men situation? What have you got? Like, is there anything whispering in your ear at this point?
Other than Wagner, I've heard the Odessa thing again.
Okay.
I've heard Odessa for something else, though. That it got denied, but
okay.
It just, again, it showed me, like Melton, interest is high in her, right? She just shared the screen with Timothée Chalamet in Marty Supreme, which before Backrooms was A24's biggest movie.
Yep.
There's a reward at the end of that tunnel.
Okay,
is the reward an X-Men movie, or is it the lead in a big prestige movie?
Yeah, that's very possible.
It's one of the two.
Yeah. And you're saying that they're going to start pre-production later on this year. How sure are you on that? You said that in your report.
Right. And that's the other thing, right? People will read stuff and then they'll be like, oh, this is, so this source said that, or, these are different sources, essentially, is what I'm getting at. These are different people. And so that element with like the pre-production stuff, yeah, that stuff's good. You can take that.
Okay. And real quick, just anybody who is into the X-Men comics, as Jeff said, that he is not 100% into these X-Men comics.
I never read an X-Men comic in my life.
You've never read a single X-Men comic?
Never in my life.
Dude, you should come over. You spend the weekend.
I love the X-Men. I like the X-Men.
John Byrne, reclusive and polarizing creator John Byrne, is returning to the X-Men. I remember him reading his runs in the 1980s. He's going to return this. He's going to create a thing called X-Men Elsewhen, which is his new and possibly final comics project, just to be connected there with the X-Men. I wanted to throw that in there as well for those of you who are big comic book readers. Put that on your looking out for list. What about
this little disrespectful little shit, Pierre Campbell? So you got nothing? What do we promise you, Pierre?
Why do you care what Pierre thinks? Pierre's a nobody sitting in a basement eating pork rinds. What do you give a shit, man? I mean, come on. Ignore him, man. It doesn't matter. Come on. He's not much. But let's stay in the Marvel track. Let's talk about it, Jeff. We got ourselves a Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer. We got to see a little of, is this a symbiote? Is this man spider? What's going on with those black eyes of his? We got to see Hulk finally become a little savage. We got to see whoever this might be, possibly Jean Grey. We don't know. Messing with people's minds, messing with Peter. We got to see the hand. We got to see Frank Castle, more tame Frank Castle in this trailer as well. So what are your thoughts on this trailer? Do you like this? Do you like where this is going, where it's headed? And what stood out to you from this, man?
Didn't watch it. You just spoiled the whole thing for me.
What the fuck? I sent it to you in the rundown last night. How did you not watch it?
I don't read the rundowns.
Oh my God.
I just say, yep, good to go.
Okay. All right, great. That's
Spider-Man trailer. I did not watch the last one. Like, how many Spider-Man trailers do we need, guys?
It's only the second one. What are you being histrionic about? It's only the second one. How much of the
movie do we need spoiled? I had no interest in watching this trailer, and now I've seen half the images from it.
Okay.
I've seen the Jean Grey talk out there. I mean,
yeah,
it seems like the worst kept secret in Hollywood at this point.
I don't know, because if you watch the trailer, she seems kind of villainous. She's controlling people's minds.
Isn't Jean Grey villainous?
No, what? She's Dark Phoenix is villainous, but not Jean Grey. In the trailer, she's controlling people's minds. She's messing with Peter. She's threatening to go after MJ. And so there is, what is this, Ella? Is this kind of throwing us off the scent that she might not be Jean Grey? Like, it's the curious things overall. And apparently she takes control of the Hulk, which is what makes him kind of flip out and be big. So going to be interesting to see this. All right. If you didn't watch it, you didn't watch it.
I got to tell you, this movie doesn't sound good.
You're insane. You're fucking insane. It sounds incredible. Yes.
What is the story being told here?
We don't know yet, bro. We don't know yet, other than Peter navigating the loss of Ned and MJ and the loss of May, and also he's evolving in some way. Why is he evolving? What is going on? So he's got to figure out what is going on with his evolution here, and how the hand come into play, how Punisher comes into play, and Hulk and all of this stuff. So yeah,
how do all these things come into play?
I don't know. We'll find out. We'll find out when the movie drops. If anybody wants to watch my reaction, I posted it this morning. I recorded it in a mall in La Jolla yesterday, because Lady Outlaw wanted to go see the RuPaul movie, and we went yesterday afternoon, had a nice lunch, and watched Stop That Train. Can I tell you? Not a bad movie. Not great, not going to win the Oscars, but it's eminently watchable for 90 minutes. I was laughing. Stop That Train, the RuPaul movie. I'm telling you. It was surprisingly funny. I did not anticipate that. I thought I was going to be bored to tears, and I had a good time with it. So just putting that out there for you all. Jeff, I want to ask you about this. Let's move on to one superhero you do know something about. Supergirl is coming out here. I have my screenings next week. I don't know when your screening is or if you've been invited.
I don't have
one. But apparently Warner Brothers has moved up their social media reactions to this movie by 6 days.
Wow.
6 days. So let me ask you this, because we talk about this all the time on the show. Some people go like, well, this shows how much confidence they have in the movie. Or because they have not screened it for all the other markets except for LA and New York, Is this them moving it up because they're carefully curated critics and influencers? They want them to deliver their very positive responses before the rest of us get to see it and react to it. What are your thoughts on this?
Yes. That is exactly what's happening. Yeah, they show it to the junketeers, and that way there's enough reviews to spark a score on Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay.
And so that score is usually higher than it would be if they just waited, a full embargo with the whole media weighing in.
Mm-hmm.
So the score will be higher, and then they can take that and put that in an ad and say it's 100% on Rotten Tomatoes as of June 7th, whatever. It's like 3 weeks in advance of the movie. And basically just go with that score for the whole campaign. They don't need to change it. They don't need to update it. If you cut an ad that says 100% Rotten Tomatoes, and then someone files a fucking review and it goes down to 98, you think that they call the TV station and say, "Oh, it's no longer 100 anymore"? It's still 100 in the ad.
Disclosure day, 93, 87, 82, 81. Exactly. They won't do that. You're right on that level. But this is shenanigans, Jeff. At what point does this shenanigans stop? It's getting so especially because WB absolutely has cornered the market on this more than any other studio.
Shenanigans on both sides, John. How can you ask? It's like, how
I agree.
Asking the studios to act seriously when we have articles about Rotten Tomatoes critics who are gaming the system so that they can bet on Kalshi.
Yeah.
I mean, that article was fucking insane. If you guys haven't read it, you should all read it. Yeah. It's interviews with like 8 different critics who have done this essentially or thought about doing it and would do it if they were offered a little bit more money.
Wow.
Like just blatantly changing reviews. Like, because I guess you can do that. I have no idea how the system works. The system is so dumb. Rotten Tomatoes is one of the worst websites on the internet.
So, but wait, hold on. I think the people who manipulate it make it one of the worst websites. The idea of Rotten Tomatoes is great. The fact that you can go to one site and see some of your favorite film critics all compiled and have a link to read their reviews on stuff, I think that's great.
The difference
what I'm talking about is the way they're manipulating that site. I agree with you on that. Yeah.
But it's because they opened the floodgates.
Yes.
Every Tom, Dick, and Harry is accredited on fucking Rotten Tomatoes, which is why there's always for some weird reason, a 15-point differential between Rotten Tomatoes and Metacritic. Oh, because Metacritic actually only puts professional critics on there.
Yeah.
Critics who maybe wouldn't compromise their ethics. Rotten Tomatoes is a fucking amateur joke. It's no different than the IMDb scores or fucking Letterboxd scores. It's all, Letterboxd. This is like the new thing that studios are doing to manipulate. Nikki from Obsession is going to have her own Letterboxd account. Well, guess what? She's rating things, and those ratings are real. They fucking affect the actual fucking score. So it's the whole thing is a goddamn joke. It's all marketing. It's all fucking game. It's all stupid.
Yeah, I haven't read that article. This is the first time hearing about it. I'm going to read it after we're done with the show because it frustrates the piss out of me. I take criticizing movies very, very seriously because I was, raised on those critics. Pauline Kael, Siskel and Ebert recently. Gene Shalit passing away recently, I think. And Rex Reed, like all these guys I grew up with, Owen Gleiberman, Peter Travers, like Elvis Mitchell, Tom Shales, these critics like influenced me to look and watch things. Leonard Maltin, of course, friend of the show and friend of the Schmodown. He was great. And so what has happened now is there are so many young people coming in who have no knowledge of the past of criticism, think that I can just talk about a film, therefore I'm a critic. And you're right. Rotten Tomatoes has just loosened the qualifications for all of it. And now those people come in with their sliding scale of ethics, sliding scale of morality, and they're killing it. And a lot of them just want to stroke their own egos and feel the influencer love from people. Instead of taking their job seriously and being professionals, they want to get their ass kissed by their followers and by the studio. And that destroys the whole foundation of criticism. And it's fucking frustrating to see it, man. So I agree with you on that end. I do agree with you on that end. So, okay. Anyway, let's move on from that.
Breaking news. We actually
go ahead.
I think
break it up.
I think should be discussed.
Okay.
So first, I'm going to show you guys my screen with Jamie here. What
Okay.
day was this? This is from Wednesday. I guess this was yesterday. Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
We're talking about Alien, right? Because
that was going to be the next topic. Yes.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
yes.
Well, then I'll let you set it up.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. So, Jeff, you talked about this in your newsletter here. You speculated that Ridley Scott here might be the impediment that is going on here for trying to land a director for Alien Romulus sequel. The recent director of Evil Dead Burn was apparently in talks, but those talks fell apart, and Fede Alvarez was unceremoniously removed from coming back to do the sequel. And there's been a lot of speculation. We've discussed it on the show. I think I remember saying that Ridley might want to direct this thing, which is why he's kind of muddying the waters. What are your thoughts on this? What are you hearing about this?
Okay, so Alien.
Yeah.
I'd heard a while ago that they were they were talking to Sebastian Vanacek, right, who did Evil Dead.
Yeah.
That didn't work out.
Okay.
I think he'll still end up working with the studio on something else. I don't know if it sounded like maybe it didn't work out because of, what we had talked about with Ridley. Like Ridley, was really wants some closure with this franchise or whatever and wants to do another one.
Yeah.
I think that there may be some resistance regarding that. So anyways, the breaking, so before just now, or, basically, or before yesterday, I didn't really know where it stood. I knew it was a priority.
Right.
I think that maybe there was a Michael Sarnowski rumor at one point,
right.
Who did A Quiet Place. But so, yeah, then we started hearing Brian Duffield.
Oh, interesting.
Who did Whale for the studio. And Whale Fall looks fucking tremendous.
It does, yeah.
So I'd heard him and was gonna maybe run that as a rumor soon or whatever, but I guess Daniel RPK just did something about it. He said that Duffield is actually going to be writing the new Alien movie.
Oh.
It's unclear whether he'll wind up directing. I imagine, unless he gets some huge mega offer, that he probably would stick around to direct it.
Right.
That is an interesting distinction. Because Brian is a great writer, so they're just bringing him to write the script right now, and we'll see, and then they'll take it from there. They'll decide if he's going to direct once they see it.
Do you think it's about testing out to see if we like working with him, and then we might give him the director's chair?
They just did Whale Fall with him.
Well, then why not give him the director's chair? What is this all about?
I don't know.
And Joseph asked a great question.
Implication of it all.
What happens to Fede's screenplay? That's a great question as well.
I think that'll probably get tossed.
God damn it. Fuck. If this is all because of Ridley, man, get the fuck out of the way, old man. Like, seriously, get the fuck out of the way. Let young creatives come in. Do you not see what Dan Trachtenberg has been doing?
That's what he's been doing, is letting.
But I mean, to direct it, Yeah.
He's been letting people do that, but this is his baby.
Yeah. I guess.
Baby. When you look at the rest of that development slate, it's like I kind of get it.
Yeah. I don't know, but I mean, the last two movies from his were not well received by the fan base overall, and so I don't know why he wants to come back. Alien Covenant was trashed. Prometheus is a very divisive movie, but Alien Romulus got people back on board and excited for it. Now you want to come in? It's like having the backup quarterback take the team to a 35-point lead.
I don't know. Yes, he wants to come. This is the perfect time. Maybe that's why Duffield is only writing as of right now, according to Daniel.
Yeah. I just think it's the wrong move. Sometimes you got to move your ego out of the way and think what's best for the project, and it's not always you. All right. Anything more to say on that? Jeff?
No, I don't think
okay.
so.
I want to get your thoughts, Jeff. A follow-up on our story from last week. You've been taking a little bit of guff on your report here on the Batman 2 with Brian Tyree Henry and Victor Zaz for Sebastian Stan. Is there anything you want to say to the people who've been giving you a little bit of guff, who've been going back in time to find articles from 7 years ago to say, don't listen to Jeff Sneider because he got this one thing wrong?
7 years ago, 15, I think.
15, yeah. And I almost reposted some of these because I think it's a little ridiculous. But whatever. What are your thoughts?
I'm just waiting for the sweet indication. Listen, we've seen certain people at certain studios deny certain things within a matter of certain minutes or certain hours.
Yeah.
Now it's been certain days. Have we seen any denials?
We haven't seen any denials. We have not.
I haven't seen them either. Again, I think there's a big game that's afoot. I'll tell you this much.
Yeah.
I feel more confident in it than I did when I posted it.
Wow. Okay. All right. Because
I was pretty confident when I posted it, but now
I know you were.
But now I feel even more confident.
That's why I say wow, because you were we had conversations off mic before you posted it. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
But
I feel a lot better.
Some people have come at this whole thing like, oh, well, he's gotten the characters confused or whatever. But you're clear about who it is. You've vetted them. You've asked the questions. You know these characters. So I just want to make that clear. Yeah, people makes all kinds of shit.
It's gonna be sweet. It's gonna be sweet. But I just love how dumb people are. They're like,
yes,
you're such a dumbass. He probably read the script and saw Harvey and just thought Dent. Didn't even know there was a Bullock in it.
Yeah, that kind of dumb shit.
I knew that there were two Harveys.
It's ridiculous.
You wouldn't believe the shit I've read about me online. Just like people who don't know me, don't know how I work, don't know a fucking thing. They just know what they want to be true.
Yeah, and to me,
the disease in this whole country, John, and why we are where we are. It's that people literally don't believe the people that they used to believe that they should believe.
Yeah. No, it's a really good point. It's an excellent point you bring up, Jeff. You're so right on that. But I saw somebody post something that I thought was one of the most hypocritical tweets. They were like, from what I'm hearing, don't believe what other people are reporting about what they're hearing about the film, right? So basically, don't believe the other people, believe me. Like, don't believe what they're hearing, believe what I'm hearing.
I have 17 followers, and my name is not on my account.
Exactly.
Believe me, I have a track record.
So dumb.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of all these fucking armchair Adam Schefters now.
About the NFL?
Like, guys, I've got the details on the Giannis trade. Stay tuned. It's going to be confirmed this afternoon at 4:00. Like, shut the fuck up. That's half my feed now, because I'm a Celtics guy. Half my feed is some fucking jackass being like, subscribe to my Substack. I'm a fucking insider with 200 followers. Like, shut up.
Good point. Let's move on to a couple of things here, Jeff. We've got some information here on the new Shaka King movie. Apparently, Shaka King. Daniel Kaluuya and Teyana Taylor are set to star in The Parlay. That's the name of the film from director Shaka King, who did Judas and the Black Messiah. I think all of us in the film community have been collectively wondering when we were going to get another Shaka King movie, and now apparently it's happening. I love this combo. Teyana is a force of nature. Daniel Kaluuya is an incredible actor. Your thoughts on this?
I agree. I like it too. I don't really know. Do we know too much about the log line? Did they put the log line?
It's based on an original screenplay by writers Zach Akers and Skip Bronke. They're revising the script. Story details, though, remain under wraps. It's being described as an action crime thriller, which is pretty broad. So, yeah.
Yeah, so, okay, we don't really know. And Akers and Bronke, they wrote Him, which was like, it was an entertaining read, but like, God, that movie was bad.
Yeah.
So a little nervous about them. But I do, Kaluuya, Teyana Taylor, I really like that pairing under the direction of Shaka King. Like, I just want to know what the story is. But I'm down. I'm excited.
Yeah. And just to, give a little background, this coincides with the stories or the rumors that are going around that Daniel Kaluuya has cut ties with this supposed life strategist that he was connected to because he'd gone on a sabbatical for 4 years from acting. So maybe, and it's interesting that Shaka King, the guy who helped him get to an Oscar win rather, is opening the door to this project to bring him in. I think this is going to be great. It's still going to be the return of Daniel Kaluuya. People are going to fall back in love with his talent and his abilities, and hopefully the sky's the limit for this guy going forward, because it was weird that he disappeared for 4 years, dude. He's too good to be sitting on the sidelines, brother. What are your thoughts on this? We also got this come through here. Ryan Coogler has moved his deal, which recently ended with Disney, and he has now moved over to Netflix. So what are your thoughts on this? Do you like that he has gone over to Netflix, and what do you anticipate is going to be happening here?
I mean, I have no idea what he's looking to do. I don't know if it was just a matter of money. I mean, because it's not like he was struggling to get stuff on the air at Disney. He had a few different shows, like Ironheart was his, right? He's doing X-Files at Hulu. So, he was being productive. I imagine Netflix just offered him more money or whatever. Disney's not hurting. They got Quinta Brunson today from Warner Brothers.
Right.
So, it's just a game of musical chairs. And besides, even with all these deals, exclusive this, overall that, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
These guys are doing projects all over, aren't they?
I guess I don't know what the deals are, because does this mean he'll do Black Panther 3 and then he's done with Marvel and Disney forever with the Wakanda stuff? Like now that he's going to Netflix,
5 years, after Black. That's this is a TV deal, right? This isn't a film deal.
That's true. That's true.
I don't think he's there. So
yeah. I'm curious.
Split up.
Let's hit two big stories here, Jeff. What's your thoughts on Fox buying Roku here for $22 billion? I was reading Bloomberg Business and Vulture's breakdown of this, and this seems very much like Fox being proactive to take advantage of where viewers are going, which is moving away from traditional TV and moving on to these platforms and these streaming situations. So do you like this as a move for Fox? Does this make sense, them trying to replace what they sold when they went to Disney? Your thoughts on it? When they sold the stuff to Disney.
This is a very good move for Fox. I won't pretend that I know all the numbers and stats or whatever, but like Roku is used in a solid number of homes.
Yeah.
And this gives Fox more flexibility. It could team up like Roku and Tubi.
Yes. Tubi's under Fox as well. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff that they can do with it. I think it was a good business, and it was just like a prime M&A target that was kind of sitting out there. Kudos to Murdoch for getting that done.
But this shows how we're just, because there was rumors this week that Netflix was going to go get Lionsgate, and that's been kind of disputed. So what are your thoughts on that? Do you think that's not happening? Because, I mean, just this feels like the conglomeration of entertainment. This is what it's becoming. Everything is under these windows, and morality kind of gets thrown out the window if you want to enjoy entertainment, it seems like, in this situation. So what are your thoughts on the Netflix Lionsgate? Is that happening, not happening?
I mean, listen, it came from Semaphore, which to me does not have like a big track record as far as entertainment reporting goes. Good reporters over at Semaphore, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Do I think this is their forte? Not exactly. Do I think that they could have kicked the tires? Yeah. I mean, it's bad business not to. If Lionsgate's up for sale, you go in there, you take a look at the books if you can, find out what the number is that they're looking for.
Right.
But at the end of the day, it could be just what Netflix said. Yeah, we're not interested. I admit I was surprised when I heard it.
Yeah.
It's like, what does Netflix really need with Lionsgate? Are you like get their hands on Hunger Games and John Wick? Like, is it really about getting their hands on that IP? They make odd bedfellows. So I don't think it'll happen.
Right.
I don't know if it, if it was a conversation at some point, but yeah.
I don't know how you go from WB to Lionsgate. Like, honestly, I mean, WB is what you want to get, right? It's like that scene in Defending Your Life. Don't show me that other car before you show me my BMW, You
want to get what you can. I mean, to me, when I first heard the Lionsgate Netflix thing, to me, it was like, oh, Netflix is just trying to take a competitor off the board.
Right?
Oh,
I guess. Yeah.
If it's not going to break the bank and we can just like wipe out whole studio's theatrical releases or play the theatrical game like they said that they wanted to, right? When they were going to buy Warner Brothers, maybe they start saying that, same stuff again with Lionsgate, or maybe they just take them off the board entirely. And it's like, yeah, you want to see Hunger Games, you want to see John Wick, it's all on Netflix now.
Yeah. Yeah, here the franchises I think that are under there: John Wick for Lionsgate, Hunger Games, Twilight Saga, which could make a comeback, Saw, The Blair Witch Project, Now You See Me, Divergent, possibly The Expendables, certainly Stallone and all of that. So,
streamers need, exactly.
Yeah,
Lionsgate does have those.
Yeah.
So it's like, is that the play?
They also have 6,500 additional IPs, including Yellow Jackets and The Rookie. They did films like Green Book, Spotlight, The Woman King. So there's a lot here that they could possibly just kind of consume into their overall pot for Netflix. But I don't think it'd be as big of a splash as Warner Brothers, obviously. So
I've heard Netflix wants to get their hands on the Spotlight rights so they can do Spotlight 2. It's about Jelly Roll's divorce. Jelly Roll!
I might do a video on that this weekend. That is drama on so many levels. That fucking Jelly Roll. Well, I don't know. Do we want to talk about this? Do you want to talk about January 6th movie? Bradley Cooper in talks to star with Sean Penn. Sean Penn. It's said to be probably based on the life of Fanone, the officer who has been the most vocal of the officers who was attacked that day on January 6th. But they're saying that it's not a January 6th movie. It's about his early rise to become a police officer. And then maybe the last few minutes is about January 6th. What are your thoughts on this, Jeff? And are you surprised that Warner Brothers, which is about to be bought up by a Trump-loving Paramount company, would be doing this?
No, not surprised.
Okay. Do you think it'll happen? That's the other question. Yeah.
That's another question. Yeah. But Sean Penn has 3 Oscars, just won another Oscar, obviously, for a turn to Warner Brothers movie.
True.
Respect him as a director up there. Bradley Cooper is super important to them. So I don't think that, they're just making announcements for the hell of it up there.
Yeah.
I think you're right. Like, I don't think that this is like a January 6th movie. I think this is a story about a cop who, and like you said, it ends on January 6th. It shows what led him to that point and, all that. I think it could be good. I don't think that we deserve this movie because, frankly, people don't deserve our other Bradley Cooper cop movie, which is The Place Beyond the Pines.
Oh, right. Yes, I know it's a sticking point for you.
So we don't, but it was, inevitable that we're going to get a story about January 6th. Yeah. And I'm glad we're not just getting the version of that story that we would all imagine,
Right. This is going to be an interesting approach from the ground up for a police officer and what he experienced there for sure. Yeah. I like it. And I like these. Look, Sean Penn's been very outspoken, Cooper as well. So I'll be curious to see what this film is going to end up becoming when it finally comes out, if it ever comes out. So, all right. Well, do you want to get to the questions, man? Shall we get to the questions? We got like 21 of them. Shall we start? Are you ready?
No.
Oh, you want to do what else you want to talk about? Get it on, Jeff. Go ahead.
The additions that I told you to add last night.
All right. I didn't know if you wanted to talk to him. You didn't give me any updates. So let's do it. All right. Let's get it. This is the big part of the show here, Jeff. Go ahead. You've got a Tom Cruise. Go ahead.
Here's the deal. Let me sit up for this. Let me pitch you. Some of you are watching this right now. How many people are watching the fucking show right now?
520. There you go.
Are all 520 of you subscribed to the fucking newsletter?
Oh, my God. Are all 520 of you sending in a little bit of donation? We'd appreciate that as well. Go ahead. Yes.
I would appreciate that. But the newsletter had the goods this week. And I know that because I've spoken to every fucking studio publicist because they've called freaking out. Okay.
Wow.
I got a 19-page document.
Okay. Of
studio mandates for the summer. Whatever. It was written in like mid to late May, essentially.
Okay.
This is an external document. This is not Warner Brothers compiling this information about itself, but it's compiled by an agency or a management company. So they're talking to a representative of Warner Brothers, maybe an executive there, an assistant who's on an important desk, whatever it may be. Get this information.
Okay.
So there's a lot of juicy stuff in here, and I've been publishing it. I've decided to do it over 5 days, even though I could have stretched it out to like 7 or 10 days. I'm bunching groups of studios together, and I'm just basically running the document as is, verbatim, within my own analysis. So day one, it was Disney, Searchlight, 20th Century Studios, and Lucasfilm.
Yes.
Now, I took something out about Lucasfilm because obviously, clearly, I've got sources at Lucasfilm. They got a pretty good track record as far as Star Wars. And so the juiciest thing that was in there, they actually told me to take out.
Okay.
Because it wasn't accurate. But I'll share what it was right now.
Ooh, go ahead.
in the document,
Yes.
there was a line about the future of Star Wars TV shows.
Okay.
And it mentioned this shows about this and shows about this. And then the third thing that it said was that they were exploring the idea of doing horror in the Star Wars universe.
Whoa.
Now, again, my source says that this is not accurate.
Right. Oh, it's not accurate. Okay.
Right. He said it's not true. But I did I thought that was very interesting because obviously horror is having a moment right now. It's super hot.
Yes.
I know Star Wars is supposed to be this family-friendly brand, and it's, you could still do family-friendly horror in a way, but is there a way? I mean, shit, imagine somebody fucking going on an attack with the Force, just like Chronicle with but Dane DeHaan has the Force, or someone who's fucking going around on a rampage with like a lightsaber or something, a slasher movie with a lightsaber. I have no fucking idea what they had in mind, if they had anything in mind. I'm told it's not true, but it was fascinating.
Okay.
So that was like something I took out from Lucasfilms. Paramount. Disney. What else was Disney? Well, let's cut to today. So today I did Warner Brothers and Paramount.
Okay.
So under Warner Brothers, there's a line about how Warner Brothers is on the down low, quietly, looking for epic R-rated horror for Tom Cruise.
Whoa! Tom Cruise.
That Tom Cruise. That they're looking for something along the lines of The Shining. Okay. So I'm like, I'm like trying to think, well, big horror, what could that be and who could it be with? And I just think if they paired him with a Ryan Coogler or Zach Kreger, and they actually pulled the trigger on at the Mountains of Madness, that would be so fucking cool.
Wouldn't that be fascinating?
And so when I put this to my Warner Brothers insider, they laughed, right? And I said, don't laugh, because to me, right now, everybody's going small. Everybody's looking at Obsession and Backrooms and saying, how can we get our $750,000 horror movie that makes $300 million? How can I go on YouTube and Reddit and find the next Backrooms?
Right.
If everybody's going to do that, if I'm Warner Brothers, I zig where everybody else zags, and I say, if everyone's going to go small, we're going to go big. And we're going to continue, like with Sinners, which was a $90 million horror movie, to invest roughly $100 million. Maybe you can do more if you have Tom Cruise, right?
Right.
120, 125, and do big, epic horror that could make 300, 400 million worldwide. I think that would be super interesting. But the fact that was part of the mandate, you guys should subscribe to the newsletter, read all the mandates.
Yeah.
There's so many more coming, and there's so much information in them, and I find it just really educational and instructional. And so the big thing, so this wasn't in the document, but this I did reporting on my own.
Okay.
So Star Trek.
Yes.
The new Star Trek movie.
Yeah.
I'm told is in the vein of Training Day.
Wow. What? A Star Trek movie in the vein of Training Day.
So I mean, when you think about it, it's a lot like Lanterns, right?
Yeah.
You're a grizzled veteran, and then your new guy who's kind of wide-eyed, and he's going to show him the ropes or whatever. Now with Lanterns, I don't know that that's exactly what you're going to get.
Right.
That is what I heard was sort of the pitch for this Star Trek, that it's like basically someone's first day in space.
Wow.
And that it's all new characters. None of the legacy characters. Not like someone's going to be recast as Kirk or Spock or any of that. It's just a brand new story to get people excited in the universe again, and the world and all the possibilities and all that, without having to, be a slave to canon or whatever the hell. Right.
And is the guy going to be corrupt like Denzel Washington is corrupt, or is it more a matter of like a grizzled veteran teaching the young kid the ropes?
That I don't know. I don't know if there will be that kind of a twist.
Okay.
That would be interesting.
Agreed. Yes.
But I do think that you have to do something different. You can't just trot out, here's Kirk and Spock and Bones and Uhura, and we're just going to beat them. And I think that there's so many directions you can go in when you're up there in space, and with this franchise, like, let's do something new and exciting and original.
Wouldn't this be the Tarantino movie? if he was to come back and do Star Trek, wouldn't this?
He's not coming back to do Star Trek.
Well, I'm just saying, I don't think it'll be. Listen, first of all, I don't buy his bullshit that this next film is going to be the last film. I think that's bullshit. But like, this could be interesting if he was to get back involved with Star Trek and do this film, do interviews saying, "I'm not done. I want to do this. This sounds exciting, but it's not my last film." This could be fun.
No,
this would get people excited. No.
Right. Yeah, watching Tarantino taking a shit in my toilet would get people excited. Okay?
Whoa. Yeah. All right. Not me, but okay.
I'm a Quentin Tarantino fan, dyed to the wool. No, I do not want to see him directing a fucking Star Trek movie. Okay. Goldstein and Daly, I think, are the perfect directors for this. I mean, it's more of a comedic,
right?
You know, it's not going to be King Kong ain't got shit on me. But that is what I heard was sort of the idea behind it, was Training Day in space.
Okay, that's awesome. I love that idea if they can pull it off. Because Star Trek certainly needs an injection. We just had the trailer for Strange New World Season 4 come out this week. Good trailer, but third season was kind of a mix, a jumbled mess. So they need something positive. This could be exciting. I love this idea.
How would you cast it, John? Because to me, I would go older guy, younger girl.
Oh, yeah, that could be fun. Yeah, I guess so. That could be the way to go.
Female lead instead of, the Chris Pine.
But we're talking feature film. Right. So that kind of opens you up to a whole nother level of actor that you will have access to pitch this to, and so
you're a really good lead in a Star Trek movie. You ready for this?
Go ahead.
Flopo.
Florence Pugh.
100%.
100%. Sign me up.
But
you put her in anything.
The agent, and I don't know who the older guy is. Maybe it's Brolin. Who
McConaughey. Why not McConaughey?
Sure.
We're doing Interstellar right now on the Cinephiles on my podcast, and I'm like falling back in love with McConaughey as an actor. Him as the older grizzled captain could be interesting, man.
I've always loved him.
Yeah, the swaggering him and Florence Pugh.
Flopo, I call her.
What's that?
Flopo.
Yeah. No, not Aja Arjona.
Those are two little. I mean, the Star Trek thing is not in the document, but the Tom Cruise thing is, and there's a lot of other stuff, and so many more entries coming, and just really interesting business stuff that, believe me, they do not want out there. Which is all the more reason to subscribe and read it.
Yeah, definitely.
I got absolutely screwed yesterday, John. So
what's that?
I walk Paramount through everything I'm going to tell them.
Yes.
I'm saying I'm reading them the document, no surprises. And then an hour before I was going to post last night, they call and they're like, just so you know, Jeff Probst is about to post a video about an animated Survivor movie, because I told him I was going to write about it.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, we've been holding this since CinemaCon roughly. I'm like, well, then you should have fucking announced it. If I'm coming to you and laying all my cards on the table and saying, I'm going to report this, and you're saying, well, we've been meaning to report this for the last 2 months. You ran out of time. You missed. I'm sorry. You're out of luck. Yeah. So completely not cool what they did last night, because it makes me not want to show my hands again. Makes me not want to share what I'm going to say if it just gets leaked to Variety for a 6:30 break. And Jeff, with a coordinated Jeff Probst Instagram post, just nonsense. So I made it clear to Mr. Ellison and his people that won't be happening.
Okay. All right. I don't know if we want to make an enemy of Ellison, but okay.
No, I don't. Right. We're going to kiss and make up. I'm sure I'm going to get something very cool for my troubles, but and believe me, it's make good season, baby. Come Friday, Monday, I got scoops out the waz. And these have nothing to do with the document. So
wow. There you go. Definitely subscribe to InSnyder.com. Get all that information and be the cool one with all your friends doling out the information. And just like Jeff said, this thing they push back on people all the time will come. Sometimes they come and text me or DM me like, why do you believe this stuff? Jeff does the work, people. Like all these other people, they're not taking meetings with fucking agents. They're not on the phone with or having dinner with creatives and all this kind of stuff. Jeff does that. So
John,
sources. Yes. If you think I would attach myself to someone who is just like finding shit in the wind. You guys are out of your fucking minds.
Yeah, I do find shit in the wind. And I'm not above running, a rumor that is a little shaky.
A rumor, right?
But yeah, let's listen. They're always couched and positioned the right way.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
It's
exactly.
so everyone's just so conspiratorial and like conspiracy minded out there. I took
the world.
I took a bit of a risk, and I'm glad I did, because as of this week, I know it paid off. It was correct.
Yeah, I have someone who reached out to me is like, no, I'm telling you right now, Jeff's wrong. And I'm like, okay, all right.
We'll discuss after, but
yeah, we'll find out. Let's get to the questions. Ben Davis says, hey, any new Star Wars news? Thanks, guys. Well, Jeff just revealed some possible Star Wars news, but other than that, is there anything else you got, Jeff?
Did I really? What's Star Wars?
Well, kind of. You were saying like the Star Wars television shows, but it's not really true.
Yeah, no, that's not news. They're not doing horror shows. Do I have any Star Wars stuff? No, it's been quiet on Star Wars.
I'm sure they want it that way with all the madness going on with Mando and Grogu. So
yeah, it's been a little quiet.
Is your Star Wars person saying that this all hullabaloo about this Mando and Grogu situation, they all knew it wasn't going to do that great, so they're not as worried about it? Is that what the energy is?
I mean, I think that everybody at Lucasfilm inside that building had that inclination. I don't think anybody's like panicking and like we're all going to lose our jobs and be replaced. I think it's just, yeah. So all this Chicken Little stuff that what is Star Wars Starfighter? That's in the document, right? They want more stuff like Starfighter. So I think that's going to kick off the next era of
Star Wars. Sharmar V. George says, finally caught you guys live. I just want to say thank you for the content. You guys are amazing. My favorite YouTube channel. Oh, thanks. Love the picture. Yeah, look at that picture.
Classy, dude.
Yeah, it looks dapper. Cartoon 49. What's Jeff's take on the Knicks win and the UFC event, the Freedom 250? Yeah.
And the Knicks wins were ridiculous. They were amazing. Right? Yeah. Like what can be said? The fact that that's statistic. You could bet if you bet $100 when the Knicks were down in that first game or whatever.
Yeah, against the Hawks.
And you just kept rolling it over. And betting on the Knicks at their lowest point in each game, you would have got from $100. You would have made $25 million.
Whoa, my God, that's insane. That's insane.
$24.4 million betting on 5 games. It ends like we'll never see anything like it. I don't think. Do I hate the Knicks? Yes. New York was behaved like complete assholes in the wake of that win, right? I mean, it was cool to see some of the camaraderie and New York coming together, but it was all that poor cab driver. Did you see that video?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
I don't understand this impulse to just destroy the city after a great night.
I agree. It's weird. A fan is short for fanatic, and a fanatic does not delineate between violence and excitement. So, sadly, the truth.
I had a great night, though. I went to a house party that night. I wound up spending 2 hours talking with Dreama Walker. Do you know who that is?
No. Who's Dreama Walker?
The star of Compliance.
Okay. Maybe I do know who she is.
She was
Dreama? Okay.
Dreama. Yeah. Anyways, Dream with an A after it.
Okay.
She's great in that movie. It's funny. It was the first thing she said to me because I kind of freaked out a little bit once I realized that it was her. I'm a huge Compliance fan, and she's like, "Oh, you've seen me naked." I'm like, "I guess I have." I guess I have seen you naked, but you're also a great actress, legitimately. That movie's amazing. If you guys haven't seen Compliance, it's amazing.
Oh, right, Compliance, right. The one about the girl who they call in based on the true story where they get her to take all her clothes off because this guy is manipulating her manager. Right.
It's we remember that movie as kind of now the first time I remember seeing Ann Dowd and Bill Camp, who are two of the best character actors now.
Right.
Back Dreama Walker was the star of that movie. And it's an incredible movie.
But I remember Dreamer from Joan Trust to be in Apartment 23, her and Kristen Ritter. I remember that. So, yeah.
Sweet girl. So I had a really good time watching the finals at that party and hanging out with her. Didn't watch the UFC thing. It looked, I mean, it's the Michelle Obama thing is just disgusting. Just a stain on the White House. Yeah. And that motherfucker trying to defend it yesterday was even worse. You're the problem. You didn't know I was joking. You're the problem. Yeah. Fuck off, you fucking CTE candidate. Robert Sanchez says, is the Daniels new movie Captain Planet? It was described as a superhero flick with global warming as the villain and kids as the main characters. I mean, Jeff, this is not off base. It's not off base. What are your thoughts on this? I don't think it is Captain Planet. I mean, Melton as Captain Planet would be really interesting, bro. I don't think it's like far off. But no, I don't think it's that because like I think isn't Leo producing Captain Planet? Yeah, but we haven't heard anything about Leo producing this movie. But you know, if it's like nothing's happening with Captain Planet, I don't know when there will be. Like if I'm the Daniels, it's not. It's fertile ground. It's fertile territory, right? Like we're gonna do an environmental hero or whatever. I don't know. Yeah, sounds interesting. Could be interesting. Fuzzy Bubble says, just a joke, but Jeff lounging out looks like he's waiting for Chris Hansen to show up and surprise him. Yikes. Ooh. All right. Yeah, Fuzzy likes to do that shit. Does that make me the perv? Or yeah, it makes you the perv. Yeah, that's what he's trying to say. Oh, I see. Meanwhile, Fuzzy Bubbles is watching us in a bathrobe in his underwear. Alex 1080p XP says, did you guys see the report that Trace published yesterday about diversity in Hollywood dropping nearly 50%? So sad and depressing. All that work done just for it to be destroyed because of politics. Well, no. Let's clarify. Not just because of politics. It's because people like you and I and everyone else didn't watch this stuff. And I said this from the beginning years ago. We can ask for inclusivity. We can ask for representation. But if our own communities aren't going to fucking show up and white allies are not going to show up, guess what? It's not going to financially make sense. Hollywood ain't going to cancel something that's diverse and making money, you know? Yeah. I mean, they're making fewer movies too in general, but where was everybody at Is God Is? Right. That is every bit as polished or as talented, like a feature debut as Curry Barker or Kane Parsons, quite frankly. Right. It just got unlucky being released at the same time as those movies. Not that if those movies didn't hugely overperform, that Is God Is was going to be some box office hit. It was never destined to be that. But it's a very, very good movie. And hopefully someone will take a chance and make Alicia Harris's second movie because she really did just get she was a victim of timing, I would say. Yeah. Listen, I'm not saying diversity isn't being pushed out. It absolutely is. They're all kowtowing to Trump for fucking sure. But it wouldn't have happened if we weren't going to these. If we had started going to these things in larger numbers, giving it the money, we would have been voting. And with our dollars, they would have found it much harder to cancel this kind of stuff or to move off from this kind of stuff. So, you know, everyone has to take responsibility for the situation. Hashtag Pisces Anya Taylor Joy's character in Hunt for Gollum is Saren. She's created specifically for the film. She's not from Tolkien's original books. Very fun. All right. So we'll see what she does. Kind of like they added that Evangeline Lilly situation in the Hobbit movie. Yeah. Ray says, picture was over there. Like, make sure you tell them that I said I don't care. Make sure they know that because I saw Ray Gunn and it was pretty good. Oh, Fincher was over there. Like, make sure you tell them that I said I don't care. Make sure they know that because I saw Ray Gunn and it was pretty good. That's what he's trying to say. Okay. Sure, Ray Gunn is very good. You can't tell me that more people are going to go see that in IMAX than would go see Cliff Booth. I don't know. Fuzzy Bubble says, I don't understand why Netflix is trying to buy a studio when they can create their own and make their money in theaters. Well, I mean, all these companies, Jeff, are picking up IP, picking up already ready-made stuff. That's why they buy these studios, for the content that's already being done. Right. Disney basically bought Fox for the IP. Yeah. That's what's going on. Yeah, Netflix would just be buying a studio for the IP. It's not like they're trying to get their hands on like The Lot or anything. Right. Hashtag bosses, look at how revered the IMAX 70mm is for Nolan's Odyssey movie. That movie isn't selling out tickets because of the Odyssey. It's selling out because of IMAX. Right, but it's also
That's more in the vein of, I think that supports Jeff's point. That's more in the vein of the Cliff Booth movie than it is the Ray Gunn movie, for sure. Yeah.
But wait, I'm so confused. Like, that movie's selling out because of Nolan.
Right. True. That's true.
Like, what?
Well, seeing Nolan in IMAX, I think that's what #Pi is trying to say, that people want to see Nolan's films in IMAX, which is why it's selling out, because they know he's a visual master filmmaker.
It's not just like IMAX is what's selling the tickets, because then that would imply that every single IMAX screening is like sold out. It doesn't matter what you show in there, because people just want to see a large format. And that's not true.
That's not true. Yeah, because I think they yanked Mando and Grogu or Masters of the Universe out of IMAX early. Evan says, Jeff, any casting or plot tidbits you can share about Ari Aster's Scapegoat? Saw Jordan post plot details today on World of Real. Sorry if it has been addressed already. We didn't get to that. So what do you know about this? Do you know anything about this?
I don't know anything other than what I've read, which made it sound like a fucking offshoot of season 2 of Beef. You watch season 2 of Beef?
You told me it's not good, so I didn't watch it.
It's not good.
Yeah.
They basically just took the subplot in that about the surgeon who accidentally kills somebody.
Oh.
And then turned that into a revenge story.
Okay.
It's now, I think Scarlett Johansson is the surgeon. Somebody dies on the table, whether it's her fault or not, I don't know.
Right.
Then that person's family, the wife and, whatever, comes after her.
Right. Okay. What is this? I don't know what this means. Evelyn says, timing my Regal pass. When does prime time go wide?
Prime time. I forget if there's a release date on that trailer. I thought it was going to be September. It might be October now, but I can't imagine it be much beyond that.
Yeah. In April, Lionsgate announced that prime time would be part of its initial batch of theatrical in September.
Prime time is A24.
Yeah. So, yeah. Fred Task says, young'uns are definitely aware of movie formats because my nieces and nephews always request a 3D version when it's available. There you go.
That's 3D. That's different.
Formats are formats, bro.
No, they're not.
Okay.
We're talking about the size of a screen, okay? And no one cares. The kids don't care whether the screen is 70 feet or 60 feet, okay? 3D, that's another dimension. It's another dimension.
Okay. Max Law says, Ari Aster Scapegoat, also known as Editing 2.5. He should go.
Yeah, it's a different dimension. That's why it's a completely different experience for them.
So is IMAX versus regular, but okay. He should do horror films again. He's leaning into satire, but ScarJo is a more box office friendly star. Aster has a small, loyal fan base similar to Wes Anderson.
Got it. Thanks, Max.
Got it. Thanks, Max. Also, are you going to go to the Criterion Wes Anderson presentation they're doing there? I got an email the other day. They're doing a whole thing with.
The idea that I get these emails is hilarious.
Okay, all right. Support. Thank you, Zeke and Namangalu 3152. Appreciate it. Rayback. Warner Brothers said, "Okay, we've hacked it down to 87 minutes. I think we got the final cut. Okay, now you can talk about the movie. Talking about Supergirl. It's down to I think 107 minutes, right? An hour and 47. I don't know what it is, but yeah." It's not that much.
I love. Hold on, let's go to this poisonous plant. I missed the point of the Ari Aster film. The characters are based on the Paul brothers and the Kirks and Erica Kirk. That's a great way to sell it, but they're just characters. They're just two brothers. We could say, oh, they're based on the Paul brothers. Why? Because they're two 25-year-old guys, two 30-year-old fucking guys.
Yeah. Well, the end was. Is it going to work, though? That's the thing at the end of the day. And is Ari Aster the one to do it?
Unless their names are Kirk and Paul. They're just characters.
Fuzzy Bubble says, Rotten Tomatoes is the joke that Collider became. Yeah, did you see Jermaine going after Collider earlier this week? Kind of calling him out for their clickbaity headlines. Yeah.
What do you want me to say? Well, that's the whole internet. I mean, I love Frosty. That's the fucking game he's got to play now.
Right, but is it? You know me. I'd be the first one to jump in the pool to stomp on Frosty. But I think it's more Valnet doing this kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, no, that's their strategy. They have to support this whole staff, which means they need clicks, which means they need to present information a certain way. it's some of the headlines I've seen on Collider. You've never seen a headline bend over backwards harder to justify itself. This is where we are in internet era, which is why you gotta stop getting your news from these websites.
Yes,
and go straight to the source, like myself, who is the best thing that Collider has ever seen, other than Perry.
How dare you, fuckface? I'm in the room.
That's the best thing that ever happened to Collider. Got rid of me.
Galleon Productions.
That's $75,000 a year.
What can we expect the trailer for? When can we expect the trailer for The Great Beyond? I don't know.
Hopefully,
you trying to say we can't get it? We're not going to get a trailer for The Great Beyond?
Hopefully never. Hope they put it in a box and bury it. I think you'll see it around the Supergirl, probably Supergirl, or End of Oak Street at the latest.
Oh yeah, probably
Supergirl. I bet.
Mr. Pigman says, I think movie studios should start planning their dates better. Like if He-Man was placed in January through March, I think it would have made some money. And this goes for Supergirl. I'm nervous on where it's placed instead of moving it back.
Again, this movie got screwed too. You can't know that Backrooms is going to make $80 million the week before you come out.
Right.
You can't know it.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe you should have known it.
Right.
But when you dated that movie, you probably didn't know it. And that's okay.
Yeah, and you're stuck with it. Like, sometimes. And these people do a lot of research. I mean, they don't just go, you know what, let's just put it here. They do a lot of research of when they're going to put these movies out. They don't always get it right. And unfortunately, some movies suffer for that. But no one's 100%. Nothing's 100%. Hashtag buys. Wow, thank you, hashtag. Appreciate this. Very kind. All kinds of rumors for the MCU X-Men keep coming. There are people saying Patrick Wilson is in talks to play Professor X or Magneto, Josh Hartnett for Mr. Senator, or Henry Gyrich, Sydney Sweeney for Emma Frost. Thoughts on all of these? My head spins.
These people. Who are these people who are saying
all these people?
Amazing. I actually can see Patrick Wilson as Professor X.
I agreed. Ditto.
Yeah. I see that very much so. Josh Hartnett is Mr. Sinister. This feels like a figment of the internet's imagination.
Yeah.
Henry Gyrich, I don't know what that is. I don't know who that is. That X-Men villain? I have no idea.
He is. Yeah.
Sydney Sweeney for Emma Frost. Seems a little too easy. And
you need a really good actress to play Emma Frost. No offense to Sydney, but
you need Meryl Streep to play Meryl. What the fuck are you talking about? You need Meryl.
First of all, I didn't say Meryl Streep. I said a really good actress. It doesn't go Sydney Sweeney and then Meryl Streep. That's not the fucking range.
Emma Frost. We need Hollywood's finest.
I know you want to sleep with her, but that doesn't mean there aren't other good actresses out there who could play this role that are not Meryl Streep or Sydney Sweeney. Maybe a little bit better than Sydney, but lower than Meryl. And I'm just saying, there's a better actress. We had January Jones last time, and that was not a good performance. When Edward says, I'm not a fan of race swapping characters. However, Two-Face isn't a big character. Who cares? Conversely, I'm against a black 007. There are other 00s. We would have liked a black 006, a female 003, etc. Create something new. Yeah, I mean, I would push back Wayne that Two-Face isn't a big character. I do think Two-Face is a big character, but he's already been race swapped with Billy D. Williams. So I don't think it's that big of a deal. I agree with you. And yeah, I hear you on 007. But it's not like there aren't black British people who could play this character. So I think that who could be born in Scotland and have all the background that James Bond had and could play it, so I don't think it's that big of a deal. Jeff, any thoughts on this?
I think it's ridiculous. Not a fan of race swapping characters. I think that we can have a black Two-Face. In fact, I think it'd be more interesting than a white Two-Face. Against a black 007, I'm not against a black 007. I'm against a black Batman.
Yeah, I could see that.
I'm against Batman, but that's really like the only character. I'm like, Batman's a fucking white guy. Who are you? I'm sorry.
I know. Cartoon 49
Superman before a black Batman.
Thoughts on Robocop show with James Wan directed? We talked about that earlier. Cartoon 49. I'll put the time code down there. You go back and watch that section of the show. 28 Fosco
black Batman.
Huh? What?
Who would be a good black Batman?
This is a great question. Hold on. This is a good question. Hold on a second. All right. I got to look at the roster here.
Roster. I
Yeah.
gotta look. Let me bring up my website of all the black guys.
I mean, you gotta shake shake the tree a little bit and see what's around here. I mean, do you turn your nose at Daniel Kaluuya? We talk about him coming back. Do you turn your nose at that possibility? You say that's not possible? I don't know.
No, I like that.
Yeah,
I don't mind that.
yeah, I don't think Boyega. Oh yeah, dude, Yahya Abdul-Mateen II as Batman, as Bruce Wayne, 1,000,000%.
A Ben Affleck style Bruce Wayne.
Yes,
Yeah, I can see that.
I would love that. Fuck me, I would love that. Yeah, that's my choice. Yahya Abdul.
All right, what's next? What's next?
Okay, all right. Bama Michael says, sub to the newsletter, Snyder, don't let me down. There you go.
We'll see.
Wayne Edwards says, DC has the rights to Milestone Comics, a slew of black superheroes and villains created by black creators. Are any of these characters in development with James Gunn for film or streaming? I might say, I would imagine no at this point. I would be very surprised. Maybe there's been feelers, but I don't know, Jeff. I don't think he would necessarily.
I don't know what Milestone Comics are. I've never heard of them. I can't name a single character.
Static Shock. Yeah.
Oh, Static Shock. Okay.
Yeah.
I just thought he was a DC character. Maybe they try to get Static Shock in something. I have no idea.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Milestone is under DC, so that's kind of why it would be a possibility of Static Shock to be a part of this thing. But yeah, you got Hardware, Icon, Blood Syndicate, and Milestone. So there's possibilities there for sure.
Static Shock would be the only one out of those.
Yeah. CC Black says BND have Brand New Day had the highest pre-sales in 5 years, which is the fourth most of all time. $2 billion for Spider-Man, $4 billion total for Doomsday and Brand New Day.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. To if Brand New Day did 1.7 and Doomsday did 2.3, that's doable.
Yeah. I don't know if I see Spider-Man doing $2 billion.
Yeah,
but
I think you get close.
Yeah, it'll get close. Yanks 84 Days says Jackass 5 is the last Jackass film, but is it the end of the franchise? Could there be a new TV show with the younger cast? I don't know why you get rid of it, right, Jeff?
Yeah, I think that there should be. I mean, Knoxville kind of is the Jackass brand. If you could get him back as like the MC, like a master of ceremonies, host of the show, that would be great. He doesn't need to be out there doing stunts or anything. Right. He'd just be the host. But yeah, I would love to see the next generation continue to watch poopies doing crazy shit. I just think that the format lends itself. It has a certain appeal. Like it's just like America's funniest home videos, right? We want to see guys get hit in the nuts and do stupid shit to each other.
Absolutely. Reggie Brown says, I think Punisher is in Brand New Day because John Bernthal is a bigger name to the public than Charlie Cox. Daredevil and Punisher have equal names in the comics, and Daredevil is one of Spidey's best friends. Well, Reggie, there's no how can I say this? There's no reason to believe Daredevil isn't in this movie. He's going to prison. The Hand's in this movie. So they're just showing Bernthal only because they want to save Daredevil for the movie, I think. Jeff,
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Bernthal is a bigger name. He's more marketable. So yeah, put him in the campaign and hide Daredevil for the people who pay to see him.
Exactly. Oh, Yankee says, appreciate the scoops, gents. John Byrne back on X-Men is huge. Yeah, I talked about that earlier. Joseph Claps says, do you think video games will, like Call of Duty, Warhammer, or God of War on TV, will be popular like the Fallout TV show, or more like how the new Mortal Kombat played? You guys are awesome. Thank you, Joseph. Jeff, thoughts on this?
I actually do think that they will be popular. I could see... I don't know. I mean, Fallout, they just did such a good job with the marketing, I think.
Yeah.
So I guess it sort of depends on, like, is God of War going to be the next Fallout or the next Rings of Power?
It's a good question.
Warhammer, I think, will be more successful.
Right.
I say this, again, just based on reactions to my tweets over the years, guys.
Okay.
When I drop a scoop. Like, if I dropped a Warhammer scoop and I dropped a God of War scoop, as a reporter, I'm expecting the Warhammer scoop to be a lot bigger.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So I'm just going off of that. And I think Call of Duty would be hugely successful.
Yeah. Fuzzy Bubble says, damn, Chris Hansen just showed up with me. They're just kidding. I'm always willing to make fun of myself as well. That's good. Good, Fuzzy Bubble. It's a good, healthy attitude. All right, let's get to these super chat or Streamlabs as well. Shit, where are these at? Where'd they go? Come on. All right, here we go. All right, let's see. All right, fantastic. What's up, Hot Mike? Show my support on this early Thursday show. Question: any news from Amazon MGM on James Bond? Thanks, and I'll be watching the show.
Sorry, what?
Any news on James Bond from Amazon MGM? Yes or no?
No.
Okay.
There's no news. There's no news.
Okay. Is there anything in your write-ups of the studios that might hint at James Bond or anything people can look out for?
Maybe.
Okay.
You'll have to subscribe. So again, we've been doing studios. I haven't touched Amazon, Apple, Netflix. There's a lot of stuff that'll be coming next. That'll be coming next week.
Okay. BK23 says, you guys are the best. Keep it up. Please rank my 5 favorite comedies of all time. National Lampoon's Vacation, Big Lebowski, Dumb and Dumber, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and Raising Arizona. Ooh, that's a murderer's row.
Bueller number 1 for me.
Okay.
Then probably Dumb and Dumber.
Okay.
What are the other? Then Raising Arizona.
Okay.
What are the other 2? Vacation and what?
Yeah, Lebowski.
I'll go Lebowski over Raising Arizona, and I'll put Vacation last.
Yeah. I think I might agree. I think it's Ferris for me, Raising Arizona, Lebowski, Vacation, and Dumb and Dumber. I'm not a big Dumb and Dumber guy. I know people love it, but it's not my jam. I grew up with people around me like Dumb and Dumber.
You're too old for Dumb and Dumber. I get it. I was 10.
Yeah, true. Carlton Banks says, hello, Jeff, sir. Can you provide any information if Reeves will get a part 3 for Batman? If yes, does this mean the Poison Ivy show you mentioned last week in your newsletter is set in Reeves's universe?
Again, I'm not doing this. I'm not getting into the who's and what's universe.
Right.
This is like the thinnest whisper, a fucking strand, half a strand of hair. That is the Poison Ivy rumor. Okay,
that's good.
It's not nothing. It's right. I can feel it between my fingers.
Right.
But it's just half a strand of hair. That is what I'm getting at. What was the first part of the question? It was whether there'll be a part 3. Yeah. I imagine that this is a trilogy in his head, and that do I think he'll get to do it? Depends on his personal life. I think this movie is going to be a huge hit. So yeah. And the changeover, and then I think they'll put 3 in motion much quicker than they put 2. I think Gunn wants to get done with this trilogy so he can get his Batman into the universe. That's my. Michael Green says, hi, guys. What is your opinion on Sean Penn's January 6th movie? Sports-wise, can Dolan make his team go to the White House? Who are you rooting for in the World Cup, John? Well, we talked about the Sean Penn January 6th movie already. I'll put the time code there so you can go back and listen to that. Yeah, Dolan, I mean, the rumors were coming out saying the Knicks were not going to go, but then Dolan said they are going. I don't know if there's been a change to that, the parade today. I don't know if people said anything. Anything you want to add to that, Jeff? Anything you want to say on that? I imagine that it's a collective bargaining thing. Are these guys employees of him year round, and can he tell them where to be and at what time in the middle of the summer, or does the CBA prevent that? Because I can't imagine he can force anybody to go to the White House if they don't want to.
Yeah. I don't buy that they're all going. I just don't fucking buy that. Jalen Hurts didn't fucking go. Who are you rooting for in the World Cup, John? I'm rooting for United States, obviously, but I'm also rooting for England because I've always loved England and I watch the Premier League football. But France is also one of my favorite choices. And then Spain on the outside and Argentina. Those are my top 5 teams I'm rooting for right now.
Did you hear what the Scots did in Boston?
Yeah, they took all the beer. You should shut
our fucking beer.
I pitched a show to some of my friends who are big Cheers fans. We're on a big thread talking about it, and I said they should. It's a shame you can't do a special Cheers episode where Norm can't find a beer in Boston because the Scots have drank all the beer in Boston. That'd be a hilarious fucking episode of Cheers.
Now let me know when the Scots smoke all the weed in Boston. Then I'll start freaking out.
Jacob McKenzie says, hello, John and Jeff. Since Jim is returning to the Grinch, Jim, your personal friend, Jim. What are the chances that WB is looking to do a sequel for The Mask since Jim said he wants to do it? I mean, one film at a time, man. Let's see how this plays out. What do you think, Jeff?
No.
If you did a mask, you would just put somebody else in the mask.
Yeah.
I don't think that would need to be James Carrey. I don't think that would need to be Jim Carrey. But the Grinch does.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah. What? I mean,
you know who'd be getting the mask?
Go ahead.
Oddly enough, Glenn
Powell. Boy, your obsession with him is just.
He's got the comedy. I could see he's got the charisma. I don't know. All right, next.
Are you contractually obligated to mention his name once every episode now?
Right.
Okay.
I'm going to send him the invoice now. Every episode.
Him and Sydney. Mike Lair says, Jeff, since you hate Rotten Tomatoes, what is an alternative the average film goer should look to for film reviews?
Metacritic. Or or the insnider.blogspot.com.
But he's not a critic, folks. He's not a critic, but he writes reviews that you can read. Okay.
I don't. It's a list. It's a list with a star rating attached. That's all it is. Does that mean
Pie Tip says, so I guess the new movie musical Tom Cruise wanted to make with Christopher McQuarrie is dead. Oh, well. Cruise will be amazing in a horror film. That might be his next Oscar win if the awards contender he has coming out this year doesn't pan out. I think he's referencing Digger there. So I didn't know he was doing a movie musical with Christopher McQuarrie. Well, I don't think they're going to do anything anytime soon. Jeff, I think he would be amazing in a horror film. I mean, we've seen him. He's good at Interview with the Vampire.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Would he be the hero or would he be the villain?
No, I like him to be the villain. I think he has to be the villain.
And here's what you do. You buy my pitch.
You buy what?
Buy my pitch.
Okay.
It's Misery with an OnlyFans star. Okay.
Ooh.
And you make Tom Cruise Kathy Bates. And he takes hostage an OnlyFans girl. And it's called OnlyFan.
Ooh, that is good. That is good. But I have to update your references here because OnlyFans is apparently trying to be toppled by a new site called Fansly because the owner of OnlyFans died. This is a report that I read from THR this morning. So you might have to adjust it to Fansly and then maybe adjust the title. But I don't know. We'll see. I like what you said, though. I like your pitch. Let's see here. A few more of these, Jeff. We'll get on out of here. Last but hey guys, Citizen Vigilante comes out soon. You guys going to review it? We might need Sneider to fly back to Germany with his boxing gloves, but this time we want to knock out Jeff. Train hard.
I'm in it. I'm one of the Serbian sex traffickers that Army Hammer has to kill.
She did not look 16 to me. What do you mean? Yeah, there you go. That's good.
Only she was 32.
He was 32. Look at his face. You think 16? Come on. That's a Raging Bull reference. Max Law says, any update on Jordan Peele's next? Oh, by the way, that Army Hammer article was a fucking joke. What a fucking joke in THR, man. Max Law.
Good piece.
Please. Yeah, for a PR piece, sure. Any update on Jordan Peele's next film? Any movement on this project or casting or a finished script?
No. Jordan Peele? No. Is he still in the business?
Oh, Jesus. Zasco says, missed my previous comment. Spielberg has mentioned his interest in horror. Would it be a reunion with Cruise?
Maybe. I mean,
he wants to challenge himself. I don't know necessarily that's the case. Oh, boy. There it is. Serbian sex trafficker right there. Supergirl. Says Supergirl social reviews are not great. Oh, I haven't seen those. Oh, shit. I'll have to take a look at those. Cartoon 49 says, rank these movie years. 97, 2001, 2002. That's too long. That's too extensive, bro.
2007.
Yeah. Okay.
97.
Sure.
2019.
Yeah.
2010, 2001.
There you go. This just in. The Jamaica fans just smoked all the weed in Denver. Oh, whoa. That's whoa.
Hey.
Whoa. Hey now. Not all Jamaicans smoke weed, bro. Bama Michael says, now that I'm a newsletter sub, what's the word on Anton Corbin's A Talent for Murder? That's our last question.
No, I haven't heard anything about it. It throws me off though, because for the last 6 years, I thought this movie was called Switzerland. Right?
Yeah.
Now they just changed the title, and I have to get on board and retrain my brain. I haven't heard anything about it.
Totally.
I think it'll be
Pie Tip says, my pronouns are they, them. Actually, I'm non-binary. I just want you to know that, John and Jeff. Thank you so much for answering my question.
So I remember.
I think that's PewDiePie, I think, because pie tipped is what they are here. Let me check. Hold on real quick.
PewDiePie, what?
I think it's, wait, what is it? The pie one. This one, yes? Hashtag pie. Sorry, hashtag pie, I think.
Okay, so their pronouns.
They them. Okay.
Yeah, I will remember that hashtag. Pie.
I will as well, yes. Thank you for the update. Andrew Sanchez says, John and Jeff was wondering if you guys know how scripts in Hollywood work.
No.
No idea. Does the studio pay a writer to write a Star Wars script, or does a writer on his own write a script and then sell it to the studio? Always curious about it. Well, both of those things are possible, but you rarely write a script that gets bought up by a franchise to be an installment in their franchise.
Right.
They usually commission someone, right? Yeah.
Right, exactly. They have their own plans. So the idea that you're just going to walk in off the street with exactly what they're looking for, you know, is slim to none, I would say. Yeah. You never know.
Yeah.
Stranger things have happened in this business, but yeah, especially on the big franchises, they're going to ask you. It's not the other way around.
Yeah. It's yeah, exactly. All right, well, there you go. That's our show. Thank you all so much for sending in your love, your questions, thoughts, and comments. We appreciate it. Jeff, what you got? Are you promoting this now? This little Target strawberry thing?
Good and Gather's strawberry fruit strips.
Promote yourself.
Drugs on camera. They're accusing me of eating gummies. A man can't even eat a fruit strip anymore without people assuming the worst. Get your head out of the gutter.
All right, promote your stuff. I gotta go eat my lunch. Promote your stuff.
John Wilk, I gotta go eat my mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese. Try salad.
SNider.com. In addition to the Studio Mandate series, which is absolute fire, Scoop's coming tomorrow. Scoop, holiday. Scoop's coming Monday.
There you go.
It's raining Scoops. So check out that and check out our store, which is in the comment section.
Yes.
Or in the description of this video. Go to the store, buy some merch. The merch is coming, right? Were we supposed to do a message, John? From
John said, John's who's doing our merch says there's been a delay for the embroidery guy. Hoping to get hats in by mid of next week. People are bringing up Sneider saying, so he's saying have Sneider throw in a free decal for orders that have been waiting. So place orders before next week to get a free hot mic decal. There you go.
Okay, free hot mic decal if you order within this next week, because John is putting all that stuff together. He's got to do a big bulk order, right? He had to wait for a number of orders to come in, then he can send it to the guy and get it one. So all that stuff is coming. Thank you for the patience. Have a great holiday weekend. John, take it away.
Take it away. Thank you all so much. Yes, absolutely. Echoing everything Jeff said. Please remember to follow me at The Roku Says on all my social media and subscribe down below. We finally crossed 42,000 subscribers the other day. Thank you. Marching towards 50. Please remember to subscribe. Thousands of you watch. I don't think thousands of you subscribe. So would appreciate if you all do that and hit that bell button. We would love that. CC Black opening weekend box office for Supergirl 70 million. Jeff, your thoughts real quick? Anything?
Sure, 70.
There you go. All right. Take care of yourselves. Be well. Have a great holiday tomorrow. We'll talk to you next time with another brand new episode here of The Hot Mic. Peace. Until then.